Yeah, also, raw votes in New York 14, AOC 123,239, Kamala 122,455, raw votes in New York 15, Richie Torres 121,318, Kamala 127,000. So Richie Torres underperformed Kamala Harris, AOC overperformed Kamala Harris in their districts. Maybe Richie Torres should have been, working, I guess, a little bit harder on his own fucking race in the poorest congressional district in the goddamn country instead of trying to ban the only fucking progressive voice that is able to penetrate any of these goddamn right-wing spaces because I've been too much of a meanie bobini to Israel. What a fucking freak he is, dude. Remember that? 5 days before the election, this dumb fuck is running around being like, what Twitch must do is ban this guy. Yeah, you want only Asmongold should be able to talk about politics. Like, what the fuck? That's so insane, dude. That's so fucking insane. Like, you saw the numbers. You saw the numbers. Richie Torres, 5 days out from an election, alongside Ethan Klein and Destiny, these guys who are like supposedly progressive, supposedly, pro-Democratic Party, they were so invested in making sure that this list did not have one single progressive person on it. Talk to me about your fucking priorities, please. Talk to me about your fucking priorities. 5 days out from a fucking election. You think it would have been more successful if Twitch banned me? You think it would have been better overall? That's crazy to me. Like, that's actually crazy. I could not believe it. I didn't want to talk about it too much because, like, there was a lot of like obvious insanity happening behind the scenes, but I was trying to be as laser focused on the upcoming election as possible. But it blew my mind. It blew my fucking mind that Richie Torres was so stupid that he like aligned with a dude who personally has propped up Nicolas fucking Fuentes, like deliberately revitalized Nicolas Fuentes' dead career. Can you imagine? Who the fuck's on Rumble? Yeah, I mean, this is botted into oblivion. Can you explain the Dems try to ban you? Yes. Destiny's community actively fucking went to every advertiser and tried to get me, try to apply pressure. It didn't work, but they tried to apply pressure to Twitch. They went to the ADL with the express purpose of trying to get me banned before the election. Okay? They did a mass brigading campaign, and very openly so. They did it very openly. And they knew that I don't have any advertisers, so they can't fucking get me, right? Personally, they can't go to my advertisers. Apparently they went to the Majority Report advertisers and got their advertisers to pull out right before the election. Okay? They openly said, we are going to start a active brigading campaign, Gamergate style, and try to get Hasan banned from Twitch before the election. And they also very openly said that they were doing it as a troll. Like, they thought it would be very funny if they were able to do this. And it got so fucking insane because they went to every news outlet and tried to shop this story. And of course, journalists were like, the fuck? What are you talking about? There's an election in 5 days. Shut the fuck up. So they got nothing from those news outlets. And the only one dumb enough to bite it was literally was literally Richie Torres, who is supposed to be a somewhat progressive member of the Democratic Party. What is this? Here's a clip of D's right-hand man saying,
yes. You would bend the knee?
Yes. Instead of dying? Yes.
Never bend the knee.
Oh, I will bend the knee. I have no fucking... I'll do anything, whatever it takes.
Okay, the things that Trump has said...
I will never give up until Dan Clancy is dead. I will bend whatever...
Like, they actively targeted Dan Clancy directly. They actively targeted people who are in the trust and safety team on Twitch directly. Okay. One of those morons said they would go after everyone who appears on your show, fucking loser behavior. Yeah. They spam emailed everyone. They spam emailed advertisers being like, look at these out of context clips. This person is promoting anti-Semitism, right? Democrats need someone who can speak to the youth, someone with consistently progressive politics, someone who knows how to debate, someone who will, as a white guy, defend saying the N-word, someone who will almost always victim blame in instances of a woman being sexually assaulted. That's the kind of guy, someone who has advocated for white supremacists to kill Black Lives Matter protesters because he thought that it would be hurting Biden's chances of re-election or hurting Biden's chances in the 2020 election. That's the kind of guy. Someone who's called trans people mentally ill, someone who platforms Nazis. Like, these people are so fucking delusional. They don't understand. They just like live in this like warped reality, okay? They live in this fucking warped ass reality. They see a couple, like a lot of people probably see a couple clips on TikTok here and there of him like owning a dumbass right winger and go, this guy seems good. And then they personally understand exactly what the fuck this dude is about. And they go, never mind. I've never had a more viscerally unpleasant reaction to meeting someone than I did with this man. The level of aggressive arrogance and incuriosity about other perspectives is off the charts. Can't imagine how anyone would want to spend time with him unless it was their job. There was so little warmth or empathy in him. I found it quite disturbing. I do some debate myself, and I understand why people get satisfaction from crushing and destroying others in argument. But I found his personality more off-putting even than Trump or Vance. I once met a hairless cat that did nothing but attack you. You'd walk into a room. The cat would just run at you and start biting you for pleasure. It was horrible. Like, why is this thing alive? Why would anyone want it around? Among humans, Destiny is the closest I've met to that cat. Truly a legitimately toxic individual with a genuinely toxic community who does the exact same shit that they used to do back in the day on 4chan Poll, on Kiwi Farms, on anonymous forums where they just like actively target, create entire files of like propaganda, of clips out of context, and they go after every single person with such viciousness until, until they can successfully turn them into what they consider a lol cow. And it's insane. It's like it's just mentally unhinged behavior. Okay. Yeah. I mean, fist bumping Nazis. I don't even know if that photo is real, but I know that he did go and eat chicken and waffles with him. And worse than that, he fucking openly admitted to revitalizing his career. Like time and time again. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. There's just like, please mention the reason why E has a new enemy every day is because D people stalk everyone you've ever talked positively about. I know. I've seen so many libs calling D the only liberal podcaster on our side. Yeah. And here's the thing, okay? Here's the issue. Here's the issue. If you're if your entire politics revolves around spite, okay? If your entire politics is just like pure spite, pure vitriol, pure animus, and no like, it has no basis in like empathy, and you just kind of, I guess, use the Democratic Party or liberalism as like your what is this? I mean, yeah, it's gross. It makes gross fucking jokes like that all the time. Whatever. The point is, and we're gonna get back to like obviously the Trump stuff in a second, but now that the election is done, I did briefly want to talk about this because it was so insane. It was so incredibly insane that, like, again, look at that list. Every single person on the list is either center right or far right. Most of them are far right. Okay? And these guys were so invested in just like having this spite driven campaign to deplatform one of the largest fucking voices of progressive politics online 5 days out from a fucking election. That's crazy. Like, if you hyper focused on the larger problems, I wouldn't even bring this person up. You know what I mean? If he just like only cared about like taking out Ben Shapiro or right wingers instead of spending his community's time actively and deliberately trying to come after me with false smears and attacking even like reporters who write about me, attacking my moderation team, attacking people who used to be on my mod team who are content creators themselves, people who I react to, people who I see in the real world. If they weren't so fucking busy doing all this shit, I wouldn't care. You know what I mean? It's just so psychotic. And there's no legislation surrounding like cyber stalking and doing these like cyber harassment campaigns. There's just nothing. You just have to rely on people knowing what like Gamergate style cyber harassment campaigns look like. And many people do. So they know exactly what it looks like and they kind of understand it. There are certain people who don't. You know, executives get like fearful when they see any kind of motion in any direction. But overall, there is no power. Like, you can brigade Reddit, but it's not penetrating the real world. No, defamation doesn't work that way. So it's just like a sad state of affairs. Ethan was telling your audience, you told your audience not to vote. Yeah, dude, sure. I think this is here.
And and Fuentes' treatment of me is so bad. I don't understand. That's something he'll have to learn and grow. Not to sound like not to be too self-aggrandizing, but like Fuentes should be worshiping me because I was the only lifeline that he had to like being able to breach like mainstream political conversations. Like, I represent.
He's talking about neo-Nazi Nicholas Fuentes here and how he revitalized his career. That is the person that Democratic parties very own congressperson Richie Torres was aligned with to try and fucking take the only large progressive voice out from the equation, to cancel and try to get to ban the only large left-wing progressive content creator. That's who Richie Torres was aligned with, using clips from his fucking subreddit, like 17-second clips. Think about how insane that is for a second, please. And then we turn around and we talk about like how crazy it is that there are no left-wing voices out there. Wow, the entire space is dominated by right-wing charlatans.
Presented a huge potential opportunity to him, and he just was so bad faith in the way that he treats me. It's unbelievable. I don't know why the fuck you would do that. Like, he should have been so conciliatory towards me. And I'm not looking for that. I'm not asking him to be my bitch or anything. But for him to be like relentlessly bad faith against me all the time, like, bro, who the fuck are you? Like, I can put you on a stream in front of 14,000 people. Like, I'm giving you your phone number to like Adam22 so you can go to a show. Why the fuck would you like burn my shit so hard? Like, you're so stupid.
Why isn't the neo-Nazi that I am prominently fucking propping up, openly admitting that I'm propping up, being nicer to me? That is the person that Richie Torres was working with, alongside the ADL. Okay? Five days out from a goddamn election. Doesn't he also ban people from his community for calling Nick Fuentes a Nazi and said he's not a Nazi, he's just a Christian nationalist? Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah. Also, the masks are fully off now is so funny to say about Nicholas Fuentes. He's always been this booger-eating Nazi. This is normal. This is normal for him. He's never had the mask on. Anyway. It's crazy. I just hate how Ethan is brigading smaller content creators like the deprogram because he couldn't get to you. It's fucking gross how he keeps picking smaller content creators that are just getting by, and he is sitting on his golden throne. Is just straight up harassment. I know he's just. It's. I'm sure he'll eventually stop when he realizes that like there's nothing to farm there, or until he successfully changes his entire fucking community into one that is just as toxic as like Divorcelli's community is. Like aligning with all these fucking drama peddlers like Keemstar and shit in an effort to try and get me fucking banned is psychotic to me, you know? I just don't get it. I don't understand it. It's so insane. I didn't talk about it, like I said, all that much because like I had, you know, more important things to worry about. But yeah, I saw this as well. This is from the Don't Worry Pod, the guys in Lebanon that I platformed before.
Talk a lot, and BB's become a lot like Trump.
Yeah, BB's his guy. They're like homies. BB's celebrating last night.
Just the other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about, and he fired him because they had a disagreement, and that's like so Trump coded.
Well, he was like a moderating voice in the war room.
Yeah.
The person that they're talking about is Yoav Gallant. Yoav Gallant, alongside Benjamin Netanyahu, has an active petition for his arrest by the ICC. Now, of course, the Israeli government and the American government have been able to actively suppress this investigation from the ICC, the International Criminal Court. ICJ is prosecuting Israel. ICC prosecutes people. for war crimes. Prosecutor Karim Khan has launched an investigation into both Yoav Gallant, the defense minister that they're talking about right now, that Benjamin Netanyahu just fired, and Benjamin Netanyahu for war crimes. Okay? The person that they are talking about here, before getting fired by Benjamin Netanyahu, the person that they're calling a moderating voice, said this, which is the reason why there is an active petition, an active application for a warrant for his arrest by the ICC. I have ordered a complete siege on Gaza. No electricity, no food, no fuel, no water. Everything is closed. We are fighting human animals, and we act accordingly. That is not a good guy. I'm sorry. It's not. And it's like shocking to see Ethan say this stuff.
Yeah.
And he got rid of him, or at least a more moderate voice. I don't know anything about the guy. Just recognize his picture. He looked mean.
I don't know how you don't know anything about Yoav Gallant, brother. This has been 12 months. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, who has once again an active court case against him for war crimes by the ICC. He is mentioned by name.
Mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
But I'm the radical extremist. I liked Ethan because he would go after the evil people no one would touch, but he keeps going after genuinely kind-hearted good people. So icky. He's been so used to being on the right side of things that are so easy to be on the right side about anti-trans incels, etc., that he can't fathom. Maybe he's championing the wrong side. I don't know. I don't know. I'm legitimately shocked. Bro hasn't said anything in a year about this until now, and whenever he speaks about it, it's to out himself as either apologetic or completely ignorant towards anything going on in Palestine. It's disappointing. That's all I can say. Very disappointing. Anyway, like I said, it is shocking that so many people got like looped into this fucking hate campaign that has just been ongoing for an entire month at this point, and it went nowhere. And it was, in some ways, it was hurtful. In other ways, it was expected. But I still couldn't believe it. Like, I couldn't believe that there were people out there who are so stupid, like Richie Torres, that would just like get in line for this because they're so viciously pro-Israel. Like, they are so openly not cognizant of anything else, that like anger and that resentment and that interest outweighed like his own personal fucking election that was coming up. Like, there is a fucking general election happening in 5 days, and this motherfucker was like using the congressional header with clips that he got from Destiny's Community out of context to be like, this guy is the arch terrorist. He must be banned immediately. It was so insane. You have no idea how many posts like this I've seen. It's so sad to see. Decided checking on how liberals are handling the loss and immediately regretted that decision. For the next 4 years, I'm drinking all the Starbucks. I want to spite you all. Two can play that game. I just don't like a lot of this stuff is unnecessarily divisive. Okay. And I think people will get whipped into shape eventually because there is a far greater threat to the entire world and every American with the upcoming Trump administration once this lame duck session is over. And right now, everyone is hurting. Right now, people are trying to pick up the pieces and try to understand like how we got here. What happened? How could this have happened? How could Donald Trump have won again? And I think there is a deep inability within the top of the Democratic Party. Like, they do not want to address the root causes at all. Did Ethan write the letter to Congress trying to ban you? No, Richie Torres did. He just supported Richie Torres, which was insane. My out of the loop lib friend casually asked me if I'd heard the Hasan Piker controversy this past week, citing the front pages of Reddit as a source. Exactly. And with how easily brigaded Reddit can be, but also beyond that, how echo chambered everyone is at this point online. You can have people who are just like totally oblivious. Most people are totally oblivious to this reality, but it's just, I don't know. Like we gotta become reasonable again. It's really fucked up. Will they? Aren't you tired of false predictions? Liberals are fascist best friends. All that is left is the left, and the left has no institutional power at all. Yeah, my goal is to try and try and change that as best as I can. They admitted they don't give a fuck about anti-Semitism and are just doing... Oh yeah, this is the last thing I wanted to show you. Twitch's terms of service already protects against hate speech. It's actually a good document that is applied well. None of these people attacking Twitch even cared about hate speech or anti-Semitism. If they did, they'd be going after Kick or X, not anti-Zionist creators on Twitch.
You know, it's sad because I've dedicated the last, 2 weeks of my life basically to Steve's cause.
This, by the way, it was happening, again, 5, 4, 2, 3 days out from the election with the sole purpose of he's going to get a lot of views on election day. We got to get him banned before that happens.
What? Which one? You're talking about the Twitch thing?
Yeah, destroying Twitch.
I thought that was more your thing than...
Why the fuck do I care about Twitch? I'm not banned there.
I thought you cared because they were, anti-Semitic and being weird.
Nah, it's just fun.
Oh, okay. I care. I thought you cared, bro.
I mean, I care that I want to win. I care that it would be fucking awesome and funny if I won.
It would be awesome and funny.
It would be fucking hysterical if a company... Imagine if we trolled a CEO out of his job.
They're just doing Gamergate shit openly in broad daylight. And they're confident enough to just say it out loud, knowing full well that most people, are not going to fucking dive deeper into this. They're just going to see they're going to just see the high notes, the highlights. And they can just endlessly brigade LSF, which is now run by a head moderator that is a part of Destiny's community, that used to be a former Twitch staffer, and they can just keep fucking brigading it over and over and over again, but it just goes nowhere. An ex-mod, yeah, this guy is an ex-mod who harassed other mods, and a jaded Destiny orbiter who loved talking to you until his favorite daddy had an issue with you. Exactly. And we've also seen what his fans look like in public. Like his orbiters and his fans, like people in his community, have come up to me in the real world, and it's like a 1 second interaction when it happens, and then we go back and we find that like he's been unimaginably racist, saying shit like this in the fucking Discord, in the Destiny Discord. It's Hasan. He's right there. I'm shaking. Yeah, turns out this was the type of shit that he was saying too. That's the Hasan stream. He fucking named himself Hasan Stream Sniper. That was such a pivotal moment in his life. This is the type of people he has in his community. Like this is the community that he has cultivated. Destiny has cultivated. Fucking 4chan losers, basically. Just all the most pathetic like Kiwi Farms and fucking 4chan poll idiots gathered around. Yeah. And that interaction was so fucking stupid in and of itself. But it didn't matter, you know? Destiny retweeted that clip of that interaction, encouraging people to harass me in real life. And it didn't really go anywhere. But it's just crazy. It's just like not a normal thing to do. So just remember, when you see something that doesn't make fucking sense, when you're like, you see a clip that doesn't make sense at all about me, where people are just like really priming it, you know? Where people are like, look at this guy, Hasan, he fucking sucks. Understand that it is most likely out of context and is directly coming from that community that has not stopped cyber stalking me or cyber harassing me for the past fucking 5 years. And it's never gone anywhere, but it doesn't stop them because there is no way to stop it. Like there's not really anything you can do about it. It is what it is. Just fucking weirdo behavior, and he has a material benefit like that he gains out of this. I mean, he gets ad revenue from this kind of activity. Hopefully one day they'll stop. I don't know.